Hey everybody, welcome to Tipster Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing well. I am excited to share with you today. So I want to recap a little bit about what we've been covering on Tipster Tuesday because really the whole thing has kind of led up to really helping you understand your IPAs, your income producing activities, how to maximize those, and how to really rock your business. And so if we look back on the last few weeks, I talked about the things that you don't know. I think I called it the things you haven't thought of. And we talked through like shutting off your notifications. We talked about creating your names list again, which is your freedom list, and kind of rethinking that and changing your mindset about that. We talked about clearing your schedule so you have space to do your business. And then Michelle Cannon came and talked about a game plan and kind of getting us set up for the next 90 days and how to maximize your business after a convention. And then last week, which was a wildly popular Tipster Tuesday, if you didn't catch it, go back and watch it. We talked about being the CEO of your own business and what it means to really own this for yourself and to treat your business as if it's a store. So the only way that your store can earn money is if it's open for business, meaning you have opportunities for customers to come and make purchases or enroll with you. So that's a really important step. I would suggest going back and watching those couple this week as you have time to kind of make sure that you're kind of caught up with the track that we're on and then what we've been thinking about, okay? So if this is your first time joining us, I just want to say welcome to you. My name is Dana Moore. I'm a presidential diamond from Wisconsin, and I'm a co-owner of Live Naturally Tools. If you don't yet follow us on Instagram, you're going to want to do that. We're just at Live Naturally Tools on Instagram, and that's where we do a lot of different posts and tips, and you'll get to see the products that we have that help you grow your business. So today we're going to talk about generating new leads, because within Tipster Tuesday, you guys are so great about commenting, and I try to get back on and comment and answer your questions. But a lot of the DMs that I got were about like, you know, hey, I would teach all day long. Like, I'm open for business. I've got the time. I have my schedule cleared. I just don't know who to teach to, or I don't have new leads, or I feel like my warm market has dried up. And that's a lot of like the vibe or the feedback that we got back. And so what I want to do is kind of address and help you think outside the box with that. Think of some new things that are going to help you to grow your business. Sorry if I'm looking in three different places, but I literally have three different phones happening at once right now. So I feel a little bit like it's like just weird to stare at yourself in three places, and some of them are flipped the other way. So like my part is on one side, then my part is on the other side, and I'm just like, what? Anyway, I'll sort it out. So generating new leads, let's chat a little bit about that. A couple things that you guys have to be good at is networking. And you know that we've talked about that quite a bit. If you are not good at networking, like you're in a network marketing business, meaning that your business thrives and is driven by a constantly growing network. And so I know that that's like, duh, but sometimes we kind of skip that skill, or we just think maybe it's unimportant, or we're just content, enrolling everybody that we already know, but we're not really thinking about the fact that we need to continually grow our warm leads and grow our warm market. We need to continually be kind of reaching out, going outside the box to problem solve, to find more people, to meet more people, and things like that. So I'm going to give you some ideas. And always remember that not every idea I give is going to be for you specifically. You'll be like, oh, that one, that's the one that I want to grab onto, or that's the one I'm going to try today, or that's the one or two that I need to apply right away. Not everything is for everybody. And so there might be some ideas that resonate better with you and some that don't. And that's okay. I would say do what feels good. Or do what feels like you need to, because you can just tell you have like that knowing in your gut that you need to push yourself a little bit, but don't try to do everything. Never try to do everything, okay? All right, so we're gonna talk about generating new leads. A couple ideas for you guys when you are on social media, which I know you turned off your notifications and you limit yourself when you're on social media and you don't spend loads of endless time scrolling. But when you do, which for me is usually at night, I try to go through Instagram and answer messages, or I try to just kind of catch up on my friends. I try to catch up on my team, things like that, and look through stuff. You'll notice via Facebook and Instagram, usually Facebook, that they love to tell you when they're sick. They love to tell you that their kids are sick and they're struggling with, oh, sick kids again, miss school again, off work again, poor baby, things like that. People love to post this news that they're sick. And so that to me is like, for me, especially if they're local, that's someone I'm going to reach out to immediately, because the thing is, I know what it's like to be a mom who has kids who are sick, and I know how exhausting and desperate and frustrating that can be. I know how everyone can be miserable in those times, and we have answers. And so I'll reach out to those people and say, hey, I'm so sorry you're sick. I noticed that you weren't feeling good. What's going on over at your house? And maybe they'll say, ugh, I'm going to pull my hair out. Everyone has coughs. No one has slept. And I'll just say, hey, I'm going to run over some stuff for you. You can borrow it as long as you need it. And I'm going to drop it off today. What's your address? Or maybe you know where they live, You don't ask them if you can. I just say, I'm gonna drop off some stuff. I got your back, mama. And I'll drop off always a diffuser, always, always, always a diffuser. And then very simple oils. So I usually drop off like Breathe, On Guard, usually lavender, like nothing too crazy. I don't want to overwhelm them. They're already overwhelmed. Their kids are sick, maybe you make a roller for them, but I like to drop off something that they can diffuse and rub on, and then I'll come back and pick it up when they're feeling better. And so that does a couple things. One, they have practice using oils. They get to use them. They get to notice the results right away. I just did this for my neighbor actually, and she was like, oh, everyone slept good. My baby's still sleeping, worked so well. Thank you so much. So it's a really great way to serve people who really need oils. When someone really needs something, they're going to buy it. It's not something they can push off until, oh yeah, I think that it's a good time now. It's like when you're sick or your kids are sick, you're kind of desperate for solutions and answers. So target those types of people. You'll find them. It's easy to find. And they might be people who have come to class before, know that you do oils, and they haven't really bit the bullet. But now it's time, because now there's like a pain point associated with it. Now there's a reason they really need it. A Breathe stick is a really nice thing to say, oh, you can keep this, drop it off. You can keep this. I'll come back and pick up the diffuser and the oils when you guys are all feeling better. I just saw a question come up. Do I include a book? Yes, I usually do. I usually take, I should have had it out for you guys. I usually take our little beginner's guide from Live Naturally, because it's really, really, really simple to use and really basic. It gives them just the basics of safety and usage. It's not overwhelming, because remember, when your kids are sick, you're just kind of like, and then on the back, it has I can put what I'm sampling aromatically, topically, and internally, and give a quick little written out personal instructions, but it's really quick, and they can keep that as well. And so those are the things I usually drop off. So each case is individual. One time I had a mom that was sick, so her baby was sick too, but I dropped off a little bag with a couple throat drops of both kinds in there just for her. I was like, these are for you, that type of thing. So just target those people. It's cold and flu season. I don't know, most of you, if you live in warmer climates, maybe you don't experience that as harshly. But I know that everyone has their thing. So if it's allergy season, if it's, something's going around, everyone has hand, foot, mouth, those are things to look for, and then be a solution in those things. And then when you go to pick them up, just make great conversation with them and invite them to class. You got to have a class. You cleared your calendar. You have classes, remember? So you got to invite them to class. So that's one thing. Another thing that you guys can do that has been massively effective for our team in the past, I don't know if a lot of my teammates are doing it right now, or it's kind of fizzled out, but it's been so successful that I'm like, come on, we got to resurrect this, is doing a loaner kit. A loaner kit is where you take a diffuser and usually the top 10 oils, and you advertise it on social media, or you call your warm leads, or both, and let them know, hey, I have a loaner kit. I maybe have 2 available. Maybe you have 2 that you can, part with. Maybe you have 1 that you can part with, that I'm willing to loan to someone for 5 days that can experience essential oils, kind of like a try before you buy. This is what you get in your kit. And you drop it off to them. You show them what to do. definitely leave them with a book. I like to leave the Oil Magic book. That's my favorite new book. If you guys don't know about it, I'll post a link in Live Naturally System again. It's been in there before, but I like to leave that book because it's so user-friendly. It's so easy for newbies to use, and just kind of say, this is, you know, for you, I'll pick it up on this date, use as much as you want, and you kind of give them like the guidelines to use. Now I would say put in the time, print it all off, so you can give them like a sheet of like, this is what you have, this is what you do daily, like a plan. And everyone's going to do this different. Some of you are going to give 15 ml, some of you are going to give 5 mLs. It doesn't matter what you do. When I get it back, as long as my labels still look good and everything, I'll just refill the bottles a little bit. And sometimes I only give them like 30, 40 drops in a bottle. So you don't necessarily have to give whole bottles of frankincense. You don't necessarily have to give, to have like the freedom to really experience it. And trust me, brand new people aren't going to be like chugging frankincense, you know, because they don't know that it's awesome. So you don't really have to worry too much about it. But loaner kits are great. I would say establish from the get-go, do you want to ship these or not? Shipping it out costs a lot of money. Then they have to ship it back. And so it takes like more time to like, you know, maybe you could get 3 people experience a loaner kit in 1 month, but if you're shipping it, that would drastically be reduced based on shipping time, and getting to the post office and things like that. So just establish like what kind of things you want to do with that. Another great option is to potentially do it with like a home essentials kit and send them a brand new one. And then if they want to buy it, you enroll them. And then when you enroll them, you send that home essentials kit back to you, the brand new one, and then you have another loaner kit to give out. So basically, let me explain that because I know I'm going to get 1,000 questions. You would buy a home essentials kit. That's your loaner kit. You would send that as your loaner kit, brand new, in the package, beautiful, okay? Try before you buy. They love it. They want to keep it. That's their kit. They get to keep it, and then you enroll them that way. But then the new enrollment kit that they just bought, that they paid for and everything, you ship that new kit back to you to kind of replace the one that you had sent. So now you have another one to give, and you kind of rotate through. So you're making one initial investment, but you're going through and getting new customers that way. Okay, you could do it with the Family Essentials too, or you could do it with an AromaTouch kit as well. But a Home Essentials kit is just a phenomenal way for people to start. So I like that one. And I would always include FCO with that, always, 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 okay? You could actually include FCO and maybe rollerballs. Now that we can get those in our back office, that's a really nice thing to include with something like that, okay? So hopefully that is helpful. So we're targeting people who really need oils, who are just suffering with you know, the crud and things like that. And then we're targeting also just new people who want to try before they buy. That's another option. You can get some fresh leads through that. I would post on social media, and I would also call people on your leads list. Don't just post on social media. Not everyone has like the same magnetism on social media. You might see your friend post this and get a ton of likes and interest because she has like a big social media following, or she's really funny, or people follow her for a different reason. And then you might post it and it's not as effective, but yet if you made a couple phone calls, you might get a lot of interest. And so I would just say to make sure that you are kind of hitting both areas and kind of seeing where your niche is and where people are attracted to you most in, because everybody is attracting people. It just depends on where, okay? So do both. Don't just hide behind social media and post it, and don't just make phone calls. I would try to hit it as much as you can. Okay, those are the 2 things. Let me go to my next one. Okay, customers. Let's just talk about customers in general. Not, and I don't mean your customers, I mean, who are you a customer of? These are people that are new leads for me. So if I go to get my hair done, okay, these are people that could potentially be my customers, but I'm their customer right now. So I'm going to be a good customer for one, okay? I always like tip appropriately. I'm always just making great conversation. I want to talk to them about their life. How are you? Just be a good human. So hairdressers are great. Maybe you aren't super satisfied with your hairdresser. What a great reason to go somewhere else and meet someone else. The thing about networking is you have to look for ways to meet people. So you want to be going and meeting new people whenever possible. So the places you go typically are awesome, okay? postal workers. I wrote down a whole list. Chiropractors. Every chiropractor I've ever gone to, I think in my entire life, is on my team. Okay, every single one. And not because I targeted them just for doTERRA. I really was their customer first. I was their patient. And then because we talked and networked and things like that, they ended up enrolling, and now many of them do doTERRA within their practice or as a business. Okay, dentist, orthodontist, all of our dentists and orthodontists are enrolled as well. We have 2 different ones for different reasons. My eye doctor's enrolled with doTERRA. Anyone you go to the gym with or train with, if you have a trainer, maybe your fitness coach, maybe you go to a spin class or kickboxing class or yoga class. These are people that should be on your freedom list, okay? Massage therapists, estheticians. I have a lady who, she hasn't enrolled yet, but she's been waxing my eyebrows for 2 years or more, maybe 3 years now. I don't know. I feel like I've been with her forever. We're buddies. But she is awesome, and she's coming to my class next week. But I have had to sample her slowly and just love her well. And we have the best conversations. We talk about all kinds of things. We always talk about oils, but we talk about everything. And so there's, leads there. Your kids' teachers, childcare workers, those are great leads. Other parents, of course. Your coworkers, your husband's coworkers, maybe your neighbors. I just moved, so our new neighborhood is like a wide open market for me, and we live in like a kind of a small little chunk. I would consider like this side of the street kind of like my target market right now. And most people are kind of retired, and there's probably like 50 or more houses of people I just don't know. So that's a ton right there. But my old neighborhood, I can't say I enrolled everyone on the street either. So just that being said, just because you've lived there a long time doesn't mean that your neighbors are all enrolled or they're not your customers anymore, okay? So those are great leads. Current customers, you guys go back in your tree and look in who's bought retail from you or who hasn't ordered in a long time. Those are really fresh, warm leads. Those are people who have experienced some level of the product. Maybe you need to send out a newsletter every month and say, this is my challenge of the month. Everyone, let's do a yarrow palm. Let's make our hands look beautiful. This is my diffuser recipe of the month. This is how you reach me if you need support. I'm here for you, that kind of thing. And so I would just say that when you say, I feel like all my leads are dried up, I'm like, there's no way that is possible. There is just no way. There's no way that you've enrolled your whole neighborhood, every person you attend, every like store owner you go to, every person that services you, your plumbers, your contractors, there's just no way. Your mailman, there's no way that you have enrolled all of those people. It's just that you are deciding who's your customer and who isn't. And for me, my ideal customer is anyone who wants essential oils. Now I know who, I kind of have an avatar, so that's a helpful tool. Like who do I really want to be a builder? I have a good builder avatar. Who do I really want to be a share, someone I can network with, a well-connected person? But my customers, I would never turn anyone away. I want people to use essential oils. I want them to get on the journey or the train for good health. Okay. So you guys just need to think a little bit outside the box and stop limiting who belongs in doTERRA. Stop limiting who you think needs essential oils and start expanding your mindset about who really does need them. And that's everybody. Everyone can benefit from essential oils. And so start making your freedom list again. I would go back through. You should have it out. We talked about this. You should have it out all the time. You should be looking at it constantly. You should be adding to it. Think through all the things I just said and all the people I just said. Think, oh yeah, I haven't even reached out to them. I haven't invited them to class. I haven't asked them if they wanted to borrow a kit. I haven't done those things. And these are ways that you can truly generate new leads. You can find out who's interested, and you can educate them and bring them into your fold, okay? Bring them into your support system. And I just want to remind you again, once again, this is for you to do and build your business, okay? I know that you guys, a lot of you are trying to become leaders, but leaders demonstrate IPAs. Leaders do the basics. Leaders do income producing activities. That's what they do. They lead, and people follow them with what they're doing. So many of you struggle with, I want my team to do this, but they're not doing this. I want them to do this, but they're not doing this. But the problem is they do whatever you do. People will follow your model. They will follow your lead. They will follow and do what you do. So you have to do income producing activities more than anything else. And I just want to kind of touch on what we talked about last week with being the CEO of your own business, because I was just thinking it through a little bit this morning and thinking if I could do it all over again, you know, if I could go back 6 years is when I enrolled, started building 5 years ago. If I could go back and say, like, this is the way to do it, I would do exactly what I did, because the only thing that I was concerned about, the only thing that Jenna Cross was concerned about, because we really ran this race together, was income producing activities. And then after we hit the rank of diamond, and we were both good, solid diamonds, we never went back in our rank, that's when we started to show other people how to do this business. That's when we started to lead calls. That's when we started to say, this is really good, watch this, whatever. But we stayed focused on the income producing activities and didn't get caught up in trying to be seen as a leader. We just led. And I would just encourage you guys, don't worry so much about being seen as a leader or doing leadership things. Just lead, just do your business, just build your business, just enroll people, and the rest of the stuff truly will fall into place, because you don't need to be on a team call every week, or you don't need to be leading a team call every week, I should say, or you don't need to be doing tons of personal development constantly. If you are doing this business, you're going to run into a snag. You're going to say, networking, I'm totally weak in this. So that's going to be the one thing I just brush up on, and then I go out and practice it and get really good at it. Or closing. I just had a great class. I felt like I taught like a rock star, but I didn't close anyone. And like, maybe I just need to brush up on closing. And then you watch a great video. There's probably 100 out there, 200, 400, you know, and then you watch it, and then you go and you practice again, and then you close and you get better. And that's how you do this business. And it is not by constantly creating new content. I think we're kind of all getting so distracted with that kind of stuff. So I just want to encourage you to do that, to get busy with the stuff that actually matters. Open up your store. Make sure that people know when you're open. Make sure people know when you have classes. Make sure that you are available for classes. You're available to earn income. You're available to see your volume grow, and everything else will fall into place. And if you're someone who is kind of toggling between, like, I do normally lead a team call, I'd love to be set free from that. Maybe I'm doing them too often, you know, that type of thing. Maybe I started too early. You can always change. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey guys, we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to shift. We're going to take things different in a different direction. One of the things I would encourage you to do is go through Tipster Tuesday or your uplines calls, or if you're on my team, we have a massive library of past calls, and maybe one or two that you watch occasionally, you just post for your other builders, you know, and the people that you're supporting as builders, and say, I loved this week. It really helped me brush up on closing. If you guys want to give it a watch, I think you'll love it too. And then let me know how it goes. I'm going to practice tonight in my class. I'm going to practice what I learned. And so instead of you wasting hours of trying to recreate the wheel or just regurgitate what someone else did on a call, just share the call itself and say, this is really good. This is how I'm applying it. And then go actually do the work and actually do the business, you guys, okay? So we want you to be successful. We want you to rank advance. We want you to grow. We want you to crush this business. And I hope that these things are helpful to you. If you have questions, let me know. I get into Instagram and Facebook every time after we do Tipster Tuesday and just try to answer a lot of them. Just so you know too, the live in Instagram, it goes away after 24 hours, but these calls do get recorded in our Facebook group in Live Naturally System. It's a group, so if you want to be added, just ask to be added to it. We'll get you in there, and then you can go back and watch, or you know, share it or tag or whatever, and then we can like help you with questions and things like that, because Instagram, it'll just go away. And then we're also recording it to put it on IGTV as well. So you'll start to see Tipster Tuesdays pop up there. So if you're not following us on Instagram too, you want to jump on there. All right, everybody, we love you. We're so thankful for you. We're so thankful that we get to be an influence in your business. and we will see you next week. Goodbye.